I for sure would have supported this transition. I think it's long overdue, as Kara just outlined. I think there's just a very strong gravitational pull in the Valley to support founders as long as you possibly can. But the one thing you just cannot overcome is when you've lost the team. And I think it was clear that Travis had lost the team, and recruiting here is hard. And if you have a culture that basically doesn't attract half of the population of talent, it's very, very hard to overcome.
But Steve, we just had LinkedIn on a couple weeks ago, and their data was showing that despite all of the negative headlines around Uber, people are still clamoring to work there. What is the lesson that people are going to take away from this? I mean, we just heard Kara saying that this is kind of an isolated incident. VCs are still going to back founders by and large. I mean, is this just have better processes as you grow?
I think it's deeper than that. I think you establish your culture very, very early on, and these companies need to start thinking about diversity, inclusion from day zero. And I think it's very, very hard to bolt on. It's going to be the challenge for Uber. It's going to have to start at the board. It's going to have to start very quickly with the new management team. And so I think, this is going to be jacking up the house and replacing the foundation. This is a hard way to do it. The right way to do it is to start at the beginning, is to really build those things in from the earliest days.
Just to push back a little, Steve, because so many of our guests, investors and management professionals on our air today have said that this is the right move. I don't want to defend Kalanick's behavior at all, but I think it was widely telegraphed that he was a fighter and he was a disruptor, and he fought with the regulators and he fought with reporters and competitors, and that's what helped lead to the amazing success and the eye-popping valuation that Uber got. And I just wonder, without him there, without that sort of disruptive force, it may be for better given where Uber is and some of the recent revelations, but is that going to be a big problem for Uber?
It is absolutely the case, and this is, gets back to my first point of why when we look at companies as investors, if you can figure out a way to support those founders who have that deep sense, who have that fighting instinct, who aren't going to rest until their vision of the future comes to pass, we love that in our management teams, and our founders sort of carry that torch. And so I think that doesn't change here in Silicon Valley. And I think it's for sure a challenge for Uber to figure out how to maintain that. His involvement, I think, on the board will matter in this regard. But I do think we're also entering a different phase of the company's history. So if you think about the first 7 years, it's been about wild growth. And that growth, by the way, was intoxicating. It was intoxicating for the investors, for the board members, and I think it hit a lot of sins. This next phase, in my opinion, is all about profitable growth. For this company to go public in the next 2 to 3 years, they have to demonstrate that they can grow in a rational way across many geographies and really establish a long-term business. So I think that's the next chapter. It's not always the troops that storm the beaches that are the right ones to set up the government, and I think that's the case here.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.